So while we continue to wait on Nintendo to break their silence around what they have planned next for new Nintendo Switch games in 2023, we already have a fairly clear picture of what to expect in the immediate future with Kirby's Dream Land Deluxe, Bayonetta Origins, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and Pikmin 4 all confirmed titles for 2023. And in today's video, we have to discuss an interesting retail listing that has leaked online, potentially revealing the release date for Nintendo's next major Switch game following Tears of the Kingdom, and it may not be what you expect, and we have to go over all the exact details and discuss what, if anything, this means for us Switch fans and where we should be setting our expectations for new game releases right now. What's up, Nation? If it's your first time on the channel, make sure you join Sunbro Nation by subscribing below. Hit the like button on this video if you enjoy it today, and make sure you turn on your bell notification icon so you're kept up to date with all the newest gaming news. Now, as mentioned, guys, today we are discussing Nintendo's 2023 early game lineup that we already know of so far, as this is definitely going to be an interesting year for the Nintendo Switch game lineup when you consider that we have a lot of conflicting reports. Nintendo has yet to officially reveal to us what is around the corner in terms of major big releases for the first half and into the middle part of the year, as we are all sitting around waiting for that big rumored February Direct to officially take place and fill in a lot of the questions that we have for the immediate future. And while Tears of the Kingdom is definitely, in my opinion, going to be the show stealer this year, I still think that Nintendo has plenty of other surprises up their sleeves, and whether or not you want to believe the reports about them having a lighter second half of the year following Tears of the Kingdom, that is a very subjective statement to me, and I am still very much hyped for the 2023 lineup. Even if it is a lot of ports and remasters, I am more on board with that than maybe a lot of other people would be. But one game that has been in the rumor mill speculation talk for far too long and many different years, and probably a game that went many different directions in its development cycle, is Pikmin 4. And of course, we finally got the official confirmation that this game would be a 2023 release at the last Nintendo Direct, which of course was held in September. Myself and many others, I believe, out there were thinking, because we just saw 2023 and nothing else, this is most likely a late in the year game, maybe that September, October, or even November time slot. However, there's a brand new leak due to a retailer posting this game up with a very specific date that I don't think anybody would expect this game to launch in, as I know I certainly would not, and it would be uncharacteristic of Nintendo, so keep that in mind when we're talking through this. This is not official from Nintendo, but rather a retailer throwing out a date for Pikmin 4's release. And to get on the same page with exactly what's being claimed here, let's quickly hop over to Go Nintendo and read through their detailed typed up article together. Retailer lists Pikmin 4 with a May 26, 2023 release date. Nintendo hasn't shared exactly when Pikmin 4 is coming out, other than sometime this year. While we wait for the big end to spill the details, one retailer seems to think a date has been locked in. Game Explorers, a retailer in Greece, just added a listing to their site for Pikmin 4. According to their listing, the game is set to arrive on May 26, 2023. The date does fall on a Friday, which fits with Nintendo's release cadence. As always, nothing is confirmed until Nintendo shares the official word. If this does end up being the game's release date, hopefully Nintendo makes an announcement soon. Now, while you can look at that listing and say, well, yeah, that is a Friday, so that does actually match how Nintendo typically launches their games because they love Fridays for brand new releases, it is also in the same calendar month as Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and I think that Nintendo will definitely want to give that game plenty of room to sell on its own, and we historically don't see major first-party Nintendo-published titles released in the same calendar month, and that's the big point of contention with me personally around this entire listing and article. Could it be just a placeholder date from this retailer? Absolutely. It is just odd that it is a very specific date on a Friday as opposed to it being the last day of any month or even the last day of the year, as a lot of retailers, including Amazon, will use placeholder dates that fall on the last calendar day of a month or even the year. When we don't have an official announced date confirmed, as we clearly don't for Pikmin 4, we haven't seen anything other than just a very brief CGI trailer. We've seen zero gameplay. We don't even know the details on the mechanics of the game, and this does definitely seem like a very fast timeline for Nintendo to slot this release in. So I am more personally on the side that I would be looking for this to be later in the year, even in light of this big leak that's floating around online. Although Nintendo is known to throw curveballs, so you can never say anything for sure until they say it. And that would definitely create an interesting conversation if we do indeed see it come out in the tail end of May, just 2 weeks after Tears of the Kingdom, because why are they launching it then? Do they have legitimately so many other games planned for each other calendar month that they want to throw 2 of their big ones out in the same month? It's possible. They may also not see Pikmin 4 as something that will really steal the spotlight from Tears of the Kingdom at all, as I think you can safely assume that when it comes to sales figures and people's talk online, even 2 weeks after, it's all still going to be around Tears of the Kingdom for quite some time to come. And maybe Nintendo thinks that the primary target demographic is slightly different, and so you could entertain the idea of these games both coming out in the same month, but I definitely think that that's more unlikely, unless if those reports about Nintendo having a lighter 2023 are just not true, and they really do have to pump out 2 of their major first-party published titles in the same month to make room for your June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. Are we really going to get major games released every single month in 2023? I tend to think that that won't be the case, but I do believe that Nintendo does have a solid year of Nintendo Switch releases planned. They are wanting to ship 20+ million units of the Switch in its 7th year of sales in 2023, which is an astronomical number and absolutely incredible. So some of that, yes, it's going to be double dips for the Tears of the Kingdom Switch OLED purchase. Shoppers such as myself, I will be picking up legitimately a second OLED model if that leaked Tears of the Kingdom OLED does turn out to be true, and I am a believer that Nintendo will do it. It just makes too much sense, especially if we are to expect no new hardware refresh this year. And there's also a lot of talk online with the possibility of something like a price drop to hit the Nintendo Switch in 2023. The entire family of consoles getting discounted, I could definitely see that being the reason that 20 million units need to be shipped. But it could also very well be an indication that even though the reports online from major gaming journalists are saying that Nintendo doesn't have a ton for 2023, that of course they know what they do have, and maybe these ports and remasters that we've been talking about for so long on the channel all start to drop this year, and then we are truly building out the end of the Switch's game catalog. And let's hope that the Switch 2, whatever is next, is fully backwards compatible, and Nintendo does believe that the momentum is still there with this console to continue to do the same sales numbers it has done year in and year out, and even exceed them potentially. And if they have enough releases planned, then yes indeed, this Pikmin 4 release date leak online could in fact be legitimate, and we might see Nintendo pull a card that they haven't pulled in quite some time, which is releasing 2 major games in the same calendar month. But clearly we won't know exactly what is planned until something like the next Nintendo Direct. We should probably hear more about Pikmin 4. We should probably see some gameplay. If it's not there at all, I think you can safely assume that this retail listing is just a placeholder or inaccurate information from the Greece retailer. But that's really where I want to hear from you guys at this point in the video. All your personal thoughts and opinions around this game listing. Do you think there's a shot that Nintendo brings this thing to market in the same month, legitimately 2 weeks after Tears of the Kingdom? Or do you think that that is just out of the question and there's no way that this listing is accurate? And bonus question, let me know if you've ever played a Pikmin game before, because I personally have not, at least to completion. And I would love to hear your thoughts on the gameplay, the style, and the hook that gets set in for you personally, and whether or not you're planning on picking up Pikmin 4 at all. And share with me if you think Nintendo maybe has so many games planned this year that we should expect 2 major games to release in the same calendar month, or if you have any ideas on another reason that this may indeed be the case. So regardless of your thoughts and feelings on everything we talked about today, I do look forward to hearing from you all in the comments down below before you leave the video, as I do look forward to getting a back and forth conversation started with you all around these topics. Go watch yesterday's video next if you haven't already, which is on screen right now. Also make sure you like, subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video.